Hey everyone, May has come and gone and it's time to make our end of the month money moves. Let's see how our savings challenges from May can help our sinking funds grow. It is time to go ahead and see what savings challenges from May we can go ahead and put towards our sinking funds. And if you've been here, you know May was a month. That is just, I don't know how better else to describe May as it was a month. There was not a lot of consistency in savings challenges. And with that inconsistency, I'm not really quite sure what totals we're going to see here for our end of May. I did go ahead and pull all challenges that were sort of done for the month of May. So there's not many challenges that were fully completed. But if you've seen my end of the month money moves before, at the end of the month, things that are just sort of slated for that time period, I just pull. I don't like feeling behind or trying to play catch up in further months. And so to stay motivated, whether the challenge is fully finished or not, I just close it out for the month if it has that monthly theme and it doesn't roll over into the next month, and just go ahead and stuff what I'm able to stuff in my sinking funds. That's something that definitely helps me stay motivated, is not having that feeling like I'm behind or that I'm trying to play catch up. So that's something that just works for me, that things that sort of end in May, whether the challenge is fully completed or not, I just pull that and just go ahead and make those transfers to the sinking funds to keep that progress moving. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. So I've got my Freebie Friday, my mini Mondays that are clipped together here. I think these are mainly my monthlies. And again, my monthlies did not get a lot of love through the course of May. And then I've got my collabs. My collabs and my group plays, those might be our saving graces for the month of May. So let's go ahead. Let's first start with our mini Mondays and our Freebie Fridays. I do have my chart here where I'm tracking my savings through the course of the year each month for each of these categories of savings. So let's go ahead and start with mini Mondays and Freebie Fridays, and let's see how we have done. All right, let's go ahead and tally up our mini Monday challenges. You know what? I'm going to move my binder out of the way. We've got my calculator here. So these were all finished challenges through mini Mondays in May. So they weren't necessarily started in May, but they were challenges that were finished in May. Let's go ahead and see what we were able to complete in May. So we've got a $15 here from Angela Marie 888. We've got a challenge here for $20 from Buttercup Budgets. We've got another $20 here from Save With Me, LaShonda D. I've got a $19 from Budget by Camilla. And then we have a Life With Me, Eileen, and this was for $24. So we finished $98 in the month of May with our mini Mondays, all right, we are actually starting off kind of better than I anticipated. So $98 is a great total for our mini Mondays. I will say probably mini Monday videos were the most consistent I was able to keep up with in May, but there was a lot of others that were definitely lacking, and so I'm not quite sure what the other numbers are going to look like from here, but that's a great start. We'll take that as a win. Let's go ahead and count up our Freebie Friday savings. Again, these challenges weren't necessarily started in May, but were completed through the month of May, and I've got a couple of them here. So I've got one here from Julie's Pages for $9. We've got another $9 here from Canadian Finance Journey. I've got a $15 here from Angela Marie 888. And I've got one from myself, TeacherMomBudgets, for $20. A lot of these were birthday themes that I had started in April and then finished up in May. And that gives us a total of $53 saved for Freebie Fridays. So we'll go ahead and write that total in there. Definitely lower than some of the previous months. I'm not surprised. I'm kind of expecting lower numbers throughout this row here through May, but that's okay. So all of the money for my Freebie Friday and Mini Monday challenges has already been stuffed. So if you've seen any of my videos for Mini Monday and Freebie Fridays, you'll notice that when a challenge completes, I go ahead and stuff that money right away. These are sinking funds that are more revolving and short term. And so I enjoy being able to stuff that money right away because we pull from those envelopes a little bit more frequently than our long-term sinking funds that is in our high yield savings account. Okay, so Mini Mondays, Freebie Fridays is done. We did not have any completed savings for Tiny Wins Wednesday. We did not have any completed savings for our Letterbucks through the month of May. Again, wasn't really consistent with those savings challenges. My Tiny Wins Wednesday is actually getting a revamp. My Tiny Challenges, I'm kind of changing up here, and we'll be starting hopefully this month with my new process. So let's go ahead and take a look at our monthly challenges for May. These definitely struggled. I know I had a cash stuffing at least once, maybe twice through the course of May. And so I went ahead and pulled everything. There's a lot of low numbers on here, but let's go ahead and see. These are all, this is a collab, and these are group plays. So we still have that to come. Let me put these off to the side. But let's go ahead and see. I think only one was actually fully completed. Yep, just one. Everything else I just pulled for the end of the month, and we'll go ahead and reallocate and see what we have here. Now, all of these challenges for my monthlies do already dedicate where that money is going towards. I write that on the challenge. Each of my envelopes for my monthly challenges is already dedicated when that challenge is complete. So let's go ahead and see, and we'll go ahead and put that in the categories here on the side as well. And let's see what we're able to save for the month. So we have $12 here going to travel. This is from Neurospicy Budgeting. Our next one here is $3 for emergency. This is a challenge from myself, TeacherMomBudgets. Again, a lot of these are going to be low totals here because I did just go ahead and pull everything, even though we weren't able to do a lot of cash stuffing for these. I've got $9 here going to pets from floating funds. And I've got one for home for $5. So $5. Oh, and this is from Budgeting Mom of Girls. So $5 going to home. And we've got a $2, the big $2 here going to holidays. And this is from Overthinking and Budgeting. So $2 going to holidays. $1 here going to vehicles. You know what? I really debated on whether or not I recorded my money moves here for May because there's just not a lot going on here. We've got $6 for education, but you know what? This is real life. May was wild and crazy, and this is just kind of what happened. And we've got $3. Did I say who this one was from here? So this challenge for education was from Doodle Dollars and Vicky Thinks. And then our last one here, we have $3 from Next Level Budgets. So $3 here going into family. Did I add that? I don't remember if I did. So I just got a total of 41. Let me go ahead and double check that though, because I might have messed up that last one here. I did goof up. So it is $41. So $41 is what we saved here for my monthly challenges. Drastically lower than the previous months. I am not surprised. I was not consistent with being able to stuff our monthly challenges, but you know what? $41 is better than zero, right? So we're going to go ahead and take it. So now let's go ahead and pull our group plays and our collabs. Again, this might be our saving grace here for the month of May in terms of our savings. Let's go ahead and start with group plays here. So group plays, I had two group plays that I went ahead and wrapped up in May. Again, neither of these were actually fully completed, but we just sort of closed it out. It was a group play that ran through May, and so I just went ahead and closed it out. So we've got $13 here. This was my group play that ran from March to May. So we've got $13 here. We're going to go ahead and randomize this money. So I'm just going to put it off to the side for now. And then I've got a group play here from Joe over at CBA Mom Saves, and this was $19. Again, we didn't quite finish it. We didn't fill in all the circles, but it was a group play that ended in May, so I just went ahead and closed it out to finish it. And so that now gives us a total of $32. Let me go ahead and give this a count and make sure that it is in fact 32, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Okay, so $32 for our group plays, which that is a pretty good number. So last month at the end of April, we had 38, and now for May, we have 32. So that's pretty good here. So that's going to be randomized here into our category. So we'll put that off to the side, and let's pull our collabs. So I had one collab that went ahead and finished up for the month of May, or that we wrapped up as a group here, and that was our spring collab. So this was a collab between myself, Susan at Windmill Ridge Budgets, Valerie at Cash Budget Retiree, and Sarah at Sarah Saves 07. Once again, I did not finish all of the challenges, but because we have started our summer collab here for the month of June, I just went ahead and pulled everything and called it good and done. So let's see what we saved here for our collab. So starting with my challenges here, and we're going to go ahead and randomize all this money as well. These were the challenges I had created. We almost finished the one there, not quite. I might save these unused ones as well though and use that another time. So we've got $18 here for my contribution to that spring collab. We've got Sarah Saves 07, her contribution here. Looks like we have $16. Again, I didn't use all of them, so I'll probably save them to incorporate for another time. So $16 there. For Valerie at Cash Budget Retiree, we also have a $16 here. Again, I did not get to the second one in the set, so I'll probably save those for another time. And then lastly, this was the big winner. This was the matching game. You were really testing my brain there, Susan. So $35 is what we saved for this through, again, we didn't start it in May. We started in March, I believe. So through the course of March, April, and May we went ahead and just kind of closed it out and grabbed it all. $35 here. So that gives us a total of $85 that was saved for our collabs, or that was finished or closed through the month of May. Again, not necessarily started in May, but just went ahead and closed them out to move on to new ones for the month of June. So $85, just what I thought. That's going to be our saving grace here. It's our collabs. Almost beat out Mini Mondays. That was super close. Let's go ahead and give this a count though and make sure that it is in fact 85. And then we'll go ahead and we will randomize all this money into our high yield sinking fund categories and then decide what envelopes we're going to go ahead and put that to as well. Okay, so we're hoping this is 85 here. We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85. All right, $85 is what we have, and we're going to add that to the 32 here, and this is the money that we'll go ahead and randomize into these categories in our high yield savings account. But let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see what our total is for the month of May. So we've got $98 for Mini Mondays, $53 for Freebie Fridays, $41 for our monthlies, $32 for group plays, $85 for collabs was the big winner, and that gives us a total of $309. Okay, I am honestly a little surprised. And this just goes to show that even if you struggle through the course of a month in terms of being consistent with your savings challenges, sometimes they're starting before that month. Like a lot of these challenges did in fact start before May, but they were just closed out in May. And so that number is still up there. Heck, that number actually beat March. Which is really shocking to me. And our collabs definitely helped out with that. Our collabs did start in March and then went ahead and ended in May. So that was a huge number. So wow, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Thank you for encouraging me to go ahead and record this. Again, I had mentioned on my Mini Mondays that I wasn't sure if I was going to because I just wasn't really expecting much of a number. And, I thought I'm going to go ahead and make the transfers anyway, but I don't know if it's really worthwhile sharing. But 309, look at that. So that's pretty cool. So now what we need to do is go ahead and take this money that we're going to go ahead and randomize, and we're going to put it into our categories here for our high yield savings account. And then we'll go ahead and decide what envelopes within those categories we're going to go ahead and move that money to as well. So I'm going to slide these out a little bit more just so I can see them and not forget where each of them are. I think I need to make new little labels here so that the words are actually on the end so that I can see them a little bit more clearly. This is going to be my cheat sheet so I know where to transfer that money to. So I use prop money. All of this money is prop money that represents money that is in my savings challenge category in my high yield savings account. So once we decide how much is going into each of these other categories, I write that down so that way I can go into my high yield savings account and I can make those transfers from my savings challenge category into these other categories that we have. So we'll put that off to the side here. Let's see, we've got, how much money do we actually have here? So we had, let's see, monthlies. Nope, monthlies was accounted for. So it's group plays and our collabs. So we have $117 that we're going to go ahead and we're going to reallocate into these different areas. Let's go ahead and throw some of these 5s elsewhere, see if we can mix this up a little bit. We have a lot of 5s. And then we'll go through, let's see, maybe we'll roll a 3-sided die and we'll go ahead and put that many bills into each of the categories and we'll just kind of go down the line. I think that might be a good way to go about it. So let me move my die here. We'll take our 3-sided die. So we'll start with family. My emergency fund is all the way in the back there because it doesn't have a slot. Let's see. So we're starting off 1 bill for family. 2 is going into pets. 3 is going into education. Holidays is getting 3. Home is next. Home is going to get 2 of the 5s and it's getting 3 bills there. 2 for vehicles. Let's go ahead. We got 2 for travel, and in the back there, emergency fund is getting 2 bills, and we'll go back to the front. So family is getting 3 bills. Ooh, 2 5s in there as well. 1 bill going for pets. We've got 3 going into education. 3 going into holidays. Saw a couple 5s in there too. 3 going into home. A bunch of 5s in that one. 2 is going to vehicles. Travel is just going to get 1, although it's a 5. Emergency fund is also going to get 1. And then let's see, our last 2 bills is going to go to family. All right, let's go ahead and see how much we have in each of these areas. And I'll write it down too so I know what I'm going to go ahead and transfer. All this prop money here represents money that is in our savings challenge category in our high yield savings account. And now we're going to go ahead and figure out the transfers that I will make into those other categories in our high yield savings account. And then we'll also go ahead and decide what envelopes within those categories we're going to put that money towards. So let's take a look here first for family. Let's get our money organized here and give it a count. Family is going to receive 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. $25 for family. Go ahead and write that in. Moving on to pets here. Let's see what pets received. It's just got 1 5 in there, it looks like. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. $12 for our pets category. Next is education. Education's got a couple of 5s in there. Education's going to receive 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So $16 will get transferred from our savings challenge category to our education category. Holidays. What did holidays receive here? It's got a couple of 5s. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So $20 for holidays that we get to add. Home, I think home got a bunch of 5s. Whoa, home did. Oh my goodness. All right, home has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, $31 for a home. That might be the big winner here, at least so far. Vehicles, what is vehicles going to receive? 5, 10, 15, 20, and 21 for vehicles. So we'll write that in. Travel is going to receive, it's got a couple of 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So $23 for travel. And last but not least here, our emergency funds. Going to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, emergency fund is like the big loser here today, $10. So now again, this cheat sheet just shows me the transfers that I need to make when I go into my high yield savings account. All this prop money represents the money that's in my savings challenge category. I'll go ahead and make these transfers into our other categories. And next I'll pull my binders here and we'll make decisions on what envelopes within these categories we want to go ahead and put that money to. I did a quick double check here to make sure that my numbers are matching. So my total here is $158 that we're going to be shifting and moving from our savings challenge category into those other categories. And I can go ahead and check that because I know that my mini Mondays and my Freebie Fridays are with other accounts. But if I add up my monthlies as well as my group plays as well as my collabs, because all of these categories are in our high yield savings account, that also gives me $158. So I am right on the mark here in regards to my totals matching and my prop money being representative of that real money that we have. All right, let's go ahead and shift this just a little bit here. I need to make sure I save my cheat sheet so I can make those transfers a little bit later. Let's grab our binders. So now these are my binders that have my categories and my sinking fund envelopes that represent, all of it is prop money, and all that prop money represents the money that is in our high yield savings account. So we have a taxes category, although we don't use that for our savings challenges. That's sort of a non-negotiable one we stuff every time or every pay period with the envelopes that are there. Here's our family category, and let's see what we had. We had $25 for our family category. So we do have envelopes for both of our daughters, G and N, and then we have some envelopes for summer school and camps or summer softball. Summer softball is in full swing. We don't need anything for that. Summer school and camps, though, we still have a couple things coming up towards the end of the summer. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add all of this money, this $25 here, into our summer school and camps. We've got 2 now that will be involved in marching band, and so there are some things coming up here by the end of the summer that we need to account for, and so that is a good decision there for that money. Sometimes I go ahead and split the money within different envelopes within the category, but sometimes it just all goes into one like that. All right, next up is our pets category. We've got $12 for our pets category, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yes, we do. Okay, vet visits is pretty good. Actually, both of our dogs will end up going to the vet this summer, but this is something that we do stuff every pay period. I think we're going to go ahead and put it in dog care and vacation visits because we are going to be taking just a little bit of a trip here just for a couple of days, but we will have some help with our dogs while we are gone, and this money will help with that. So our dog care vacation visits, we added the $12. It now has 50, 70, 90, 95, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That is awesome. That should be able to cover the help. We might need a little bit more before we go, but that should be pretty darn close to being able to cover that. We also have a breed test envelope here that rarely gets any love because it's just one of those things we'd love to do, but just there's never really a lot of extra money to go to things like that. Next up here is our education fund. So we've got, how much was it? $16 here, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I know exactly where we're going to put all this money here. It's going to school supplies because before we know it, we all just finished, but as soon as the 4th of July is over, all of the school supplies are back in the stores. And we're going to need some money to go ahead and fund those things for our kids. So now we've got 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35 by adding that 16 in there. So that is great. Definitely the amount that we need for school supplies is not as much as when our kids were younger. Now that they're both in high school, it's pretty minimal in what they need, but we'll definitely need some money to be able to support them. And that's going to do it here for this binder. We'll need to move this one over here and grab our next one. This should be holidays and home. So here's our holidays. We have $20, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Yes, we do. I'm going to scroll to the back here, flip to the back. We're going to go ahead and put all this money into graduation party because we will be having a get-together. Not real big, just kind of small with family, but we did have an 8th grade graduate this year, and so we're going to be having family over to celebrate that. So now this envelope has 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, and 101. So that'll definitely be great to have to be able to buy the things that we need to celebrate our daughter for that graduation party with family. And next up here, our home category. This was the big winner, $31, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31. Okay, our home category has a couple of envelopes. HOA fees is good because we do stuff that every pay period. It's a non-negotiable. Home repairs, outdoor needs, updates, let's see, remodels. And then we've got a lot of envelopes here that just have a little bit of money for furniture or appliances if we have those needs. Let's go ahead and, what does outdoor spaces and needs have? Okay, let's go ahead and throw 5, 10, 15, 20. We're going to put $20 here into our outdoor needs and updates if there's things we want to do to the outside here coming up. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. Nothing major planned for the outside, but there's always things with the yard that we might want to do. And then we're going to go ahead and throw, I know it's just $11, but $11 is better than zero. We're going to put that into home repairs and give that a little bit of a boost. Just so you know as well, so it's clear, when I go into my high yield savings account, I see totals for each category. So I'll see a category for home, but I like having the separate envelopes to be able to designate what is needed in those different categories. This is just something that really helps me. So if I add up all of the prop money that is in these envelopes that's in my home category here, it will equal that total that I see on the screen. So this is something that, again, it's just a method that helps me to be able to break up that category into its individual envelopes so I can see exactly what is there for each of those different things that we designate that we'd like to save for. All right, last binder here. We've got vehicles, which is $21, $5, $10, $15, $20, $21. Registration renewals, again, is one of those non-negotiables we save for every pay period. Lease renewal, when that time comes, we'll need that. Car repairs. New car fund is not really a need right now. Driver's ed 2, we still have some time. So let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's see, what's in car repairs? We might throw it all into car repairs. We've got 70, what do we have? 21. Okay, we're gonna put the 11 into car repairs. Again, doesn't make a huge increase there, but it'll help. We got 50, 70, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85. That makes it an even 85 for car repairs. And then I'm going to throw this $10 into lease renewal. There is a fee when we do go ahead and update our lease. It is not for a couple of years, but we will need to save for that. So that gives this a little bit of a jump start. Just a little bit of a jump start. And then our next category here is travel. It says vacations here. I need to update that here. Travel has 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, and 23. This is going to go to family travel. Again, we do have a little bit of a getaway planned. We're not going far, just a drive away, but it'll be nice to be able to spend that family time with each other. So now we added all of the $23 into this envelope. So now this has 100, 50, 70, 90, 95, 200, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So $218. This will be able to help fund those things that we want to do on that little getaway. So if we end up going to a restaurant or the extra gas money that we are going to need for traveling, just those types of things to be able to have. And lastly, we've got our emergencies category here. So we've got some money back here, $10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This was the loser this month in regards to our breakdown of totals, $10. And in our emergencies category, we do have our separate envelopes that we like to have as well. So we've got a pet emergency fund, home emergency fund, car emergency fund, and then we are working towards a $1,000 addition to our main emergency fund. And again, when I go into my high yield, it'll give me a total for what is in my emergencies category, but I like to see the breakdown in each of these areas. Now, if push came to shove and we needed to say we had a pet emergency and we didn't have enough money in here, could we then use our home or our car? Yes, of course, that money is all dedicated to emergencies, but these are just the individual goals with these individual envelopes that we like to continue to work on. So $10 here, let's go ahead. I think we'll give five, you know what? Let's throw it all into our $1,000 goal here. This is a goal I had hoped that maybe we'd be able to reach by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen. We've kind of made some decisions here that we really want to push and work towards paying off our car payment. One of our vehicles is due to be paid off in a year from now, a little over a year from now. And so we've decided to really try to push towards getting that car paid off, hopefully by the fall. That's like our big goal, is to pay it off by the fall. So some of the money that I was anticipating, we might be able to build and reach this $1,000 emergency fund, we're probably going to make that goal more so paying off the car, and then we can go back and continue to work on this. Now, this is not our main emergency fund. This is just that $1,000 goal to add to our emergency fund. So let's see what we have here so far. So we got 50, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, and 84. So this honestly might be a goal maybe for the following year, or at least when that car is paid off and we're able to then have that extra money month to month because we won't have that car payment. This is kind of being put on the back burner a little bit because we really want to focus on paying off that vehicle. All right, that's going to do it here for our May monthly money moves. I'm actually really surprised that our total was $309 for the month. I now have my cheat sheet here, so I know that I need to go into my high yield and make those transfers from my savings challenge category into these other categories as well. We've already gone ahead and designated that money into each of those envelopes within these categories also. So May, you were a month. It was difficult to be consistent with completing savings challenges, but you know what? I am really surprised at that total in the end. So I'm looking forward to what June will bring, being able to be more consistent and being able to save money in this way really is motivating, and I really enjoy just kind of closing things out for the month. Were all of those challenges all filled in, all the little bubbles filled in and everything marked off? No, they weren't. They weren't fully completed, but being able to just close them out and start fresh in the new month is something that is very motivating for me. And we still had a big win of $309 that we actually were able to save through the month of May and pull and be able to designate into different areas. So that is awesome. So I hope y'all had a wonderful May as well, a successful May, no matter how great or how small that total might have been. And let's look forward to what we're able to save for June. If you haven't yet subscribed, I greatly appreciate it if you would do so. Definitely like and comment as well. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, be well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.